Joan Rivers is awesome. I didn't know if I was gonna get here. I had a scary experience at the airport. I flew in from Los Angeles. I was going through security and they flagged me for a pat down. Something on me made the alarm go off. And this black woman said to me, you're gonna have to come over here. I'm gonna have to pat you down, okay? I know the white people are very nervous right now because it seems like I'm being racist. Let me explain something to you. Sometimes black people sound like this. Hello, I'd like some tea. Sometimes black people sound like this. Hi, I'm John, I'm here to sell you a mortgage. Sometimes black people sound like this. Goo, 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 that's a black baby. But listen to me. This just happened to be how that woman talked. It wasn't because she was black. So I walked through the line and she said, I'm gonna have to pat you down. And I couldn't understand what was on me. Did someone put drugs in my pocket? And then I remembered, it's my hair. This is hair extensions. This is fake. It set off the machine. And I said, oh my God, it's my hair extensions. And she said, get over here right now, white girl. Why you white people always coming through here screaming about your weave? I know it was fake. And first of all, I didn't even know I was allowed to call it a weave. It was so freeing. And she said, when black people come through, we give each other the eye. We know, I pat you down, I let you go. White people always telling everybody their business. Let me tell you something, girl. Your weave, your business. And not even my parents had ever given me good advice like that. I feel like I was raised by wolves, you know? She changed my life, this woman, and as I was walking away, she said, just remember, girl, your weave is between you and God. I'm not even religious, but now I believe in God, and I would love if she was right? The atheists are wrong, there is a God, but the religious people are wrong too, because all God does is watch over women's weaves, that's it. Stop praying to him about your grandmother in the war. He's like, I'm overwhelmed because Judy's tips don't match. So I am divorced. Don't be sad, divorce is just a legal term for no one has farted in my bed in 2 years. And yes, divorced people know how actually great it is. And I want to apologize to all of the single people on behalf of married people, because the married people are not going to apologize. It takes someone from the other side. I am so sorry, single people, for how married people treated you. Married people are the worst people in the world. They are awful. I know you're offended. I'm not a bad person. I give to Kittens Without Whiskers charity once a month. But there's something about when two people come together and fall in love, they're terrible to everyone else. They don't think about anyone else. You know what you did, married people, and single people, I'm sorry we did this to you. We went on a honeymoon, which is fine, right? Took a picture with our husband in front of the sunset. And single people, did we keep that photo to ourselves? Because it's no one's business but our own. No. We turned it into a Christmas card, and we sent it to all you single people during the loneliest, most suicidal time of year. You're sitting there at home with your cat watching a Lifetime movie thinking, maybe this year someone will love me. You spill some eggnog on your cat, you lick it off his fur. Who cares? No one's gonna see you. I have friends now that I'm divorced, they ask me, are you okay? Are you okay? I go, am I okay? I lost 40 pounds, I have hair extensions, of course I'm okay. Why didn't you ask me how I was doing when I gained weight? You know, when I was married, my married friends loved me because I got fat just like them. I would say, what happened? They go, you're nesting. I go, oh, I thought I was just eating a block of cheese like a sandwich with my bare hands in front of the TV every night. But you have to be careful if you are getting married. I'm gonna give advice to women right now. You have to think clearly when you get married, and you have to make a plan, because men die first. I know this, don't be upset. Everyone has a grandfather that died at 12, your grandmother's 120. That's just how it is. Women live longer. Sometimes women do die first, but then men get married like 3 days later because they don't know how to use a dishwasher. So you don't have to worry about that. My Nana lived until 99 years old. Her husband had died at 55. Those were the best 44 years of her life. Yes, I just did that math in my head. Thank you. She was so happy. We were like, Nana, go live in assisted living. She was like, no, I don't want to go into some home and sit there and take drugs all day. I was like, oh, I do. That sounds great. But she lived in her own home up until the end, and she died the way she wanted, in her own home. It was finally her home and not her husband's. Now, she didn't die peacefully in her bed. She did die on the floor in a black bra, no underwear. I didn't even know they made black bras for people over 50. I did not know that was allowed. And I'm like, why didn't she have underwear on? Is it just something when you get older, your genitals feel hungover all the time and you want them on cold linoleum, you know? Was it some weird game she was doing, like, no one's here, if I want to drag my vagina across the floor, I will all day long. And maybe she died doing what she loved, I don't know. But I think like maybe that's why she didn't want to go into assisted living, because she was into some sick stuff. I feel bad making fun of marriage, because I know, in America, gay marriage still isn't legal everywhere, and I feel terrible about that. And I hate married people. I hate when they send us the invitations to their wedding, and it's like, Susan and Jim, Labor Day weekend. And you're like, oh, they're so selfish. I don't want to save the date, right? And I hate the Republicans who are like, if we let gay people get married, what's next? People are going to marry their pets? I'm like, that's also fine with me. I think that sounds adorable, because no one likes going to weddings. But if you got an invitation that was like, Susan and Mr. Mittens are tying the knot, you'd be like, honey, you know my friend Susan? Yeah, the one that never met anyone. She's marrying her tuxedo cat. Oh, honey, I don't know if he's gonna wear a real tuxedo over his fur one, but let's go. So yeah, I don't have kids, and I know you're thinking, wow, you seem so maternal. But I just, you have to have kids if you have the urge, right? And I just never had that urge to ruin my life, so. But I don't know if there's other people here that don't want kids, but people say the same thing. They ask you at parties, it's all people can talk about. Do you have kids? Do you have kids? Do you have kids? And when I say no, they say the same thing. You'll change your mind. That is very rude to say to someone. I don't go up to pregnant women and go, how far along are you, 8 months? You'll change your mind. And I went on a date after I got married. I will tell you guys this. I went on a date after I got married. I mean, after I got divorced, sorry. That would have been a better story. I should have done that. It would have been more fun. Anyway, but no, I went on a date after I got divorced. I was 37 when I got divorced, and I went out on a date with a 20-year-old. I thought, I'm gonna be a cougar. Yeah. Didn't work out that well. I had to pick him up at the gas station because his car had run out of gas because his bank had run out of money. But, and I couldn't take him to a bar because it wasn't legal, so I took him back to my place. And I offered him some wine. And he said, when did you get the wine? And I didn't know what that question meant. I was thinking, oh, maybe he's really sophisticated, and he's asking, what vintage year is that wine? And I go, what do you mean, when did I get the wine? And he said, well, we didn't stop at a convenience store on the way home, so when did you get it? I'm like, oh, sweetie, no, honey, when you're a grown-up, you can just have wine waiting at the house. Sometimes you're too old and tired to even open it, but you're just happy it's there. And I was like, this isn't gonna work out. So the next morning, we wake up, and, well, I'm not stupid. The next morning we wake up, and he says to me, not where were you, but were you alive when Kurt Cobain killed himself? And I was like, oh, geez, because he was 1, and I'd had my period for 5 years at that point. So I did break it off, and also I couldn't date he was a young guy in a band, he had girls all over him. I would go to his Facebook page and just go, who's that? I mean, I was turning into a maniac, stalking someone on Facebook. That's not what grown-up ladies do. And in my day, if you thought you were being cheated on, you had to make an effort to find out. There was no internet like Facebook pages. You had to get up, get dressed, go to a party, get drunk, get in his face and scream, are you having sex with her? But I really don't have a maternal instinct. Like if I had a kid and they were in the next room crying, Mommy, there's a monster under my bed, I'd be like, of course there is, that's where they live. But my friends are also worried about me, the married ones, the ones with kids. They go, Jen, just think about it. Just think about getting married again and think about having a kid. I mean, you'll never know the love of a child. And I'm like, well, you'll never know what it's like to have sex with a 20-year-old drummer. So different strokes. Thank you, guys.